Hi everybody, Dave Sullivan here, part of the marketing team at People Driven Credit Union. I have a very special guest today.
Hi, my name is Macie Tuiasosopo Gaines.
And Macie, what company are you with?
So I'm with Gaines & Gaines Law Firm, and we are primarily a probate and estate planning practice.
And we met on our town hall that we had with Kyra.
Yes.
And that was very successful. We had a lot of people reach out, and I thought I'd get together with you and ask you a couple questions. So the first question a lot of people had was, what happens if you don't have a will or you don't have a...
like any estate planning.
Any estate planning, yeah. What happens if someone passes away without that?
So if someone passes away without estate documents like a trust or a will, they have to go through probate court to administer any assets. So
Okay.
If your loved one passes away, you definitely would have to go through the court formally to notify them of the death and then go through the proper channels in order to transfer the asset, depending on what it is.
Okay, so more than likely the descendant would have to hire an attorney to do that, or can they do that on their own?
So they can try to navigate on their own. I encourage it often, but sometimes it can be very difficult. And again, I always say a lot of people have no idea what probate court is until they have to use it. And it's actually really sad because most of the time it's when somebody passes away. Mm-hmm. And so you're mourning,
right? But
at the same time trying to get access to bank accounts or a funeral bill,
sure.
To pay funeral bills or anything really. And so it is something that you can try to attempt without an attorney, but often you would benefit highly from hiring one, and because it is really specialized. And a lot of my clients actually are attorneys who don't practice the area.
Sure. And
they just say, hey, I have a probate case and I don't know what to do, so here it is.
Yeah. What are some things that people could do on their own maybe to kind of prepare or be better prepared if something were to happen to a parent or someone that they took care of?
So I would always recommend that if possible, designate beneficiaries for bank accounts, designate beneficiaries for life insurance. For homes, any kind of real estate, you can execute things called Ladybird Deeds. And they're so powerful because of the fact that all they do is allow you to preserve your interest in a home, and then it allows it to be transferred to whoever you want immediately upon death.
Okay.
And a lot of probate cases that come to us are quite sad, or really, I don't want to call them simple, but a lot of people come here come to need probate court because there's just a house, and the house is not in anyone's name, and you cannot transfer a home after someone dies without probate. So there's a lot of estates that are literally just one house, and they're like, we need to do it, and you have to go through the whole process to do so.
And Ladybird Deed, I've not heard, or I'm not familiar with a Ladybird Deed. Can you describe that a little bit? So
it's just like a deed when you purchase a house, the company or title company will give you a warranty deed or a quitclaim deed that just transfers the rights from A to B. Mm-hmm. A Ladybird Deed will allow you, let's say A, to keep your rights while you're alive, keep everything. You can convey it, you can sell it, you can transfer it to somebody else. You can do anything you want during your life.
Okay.
But immediately upon death, it's like a beneficiary designation.
Sure.
And the only thing that person would have to do is take a death certificate to the Register of Deeds, and it's already transferred.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that. I mean, I always utilize those because I feel bad if somebody is just like, my grandma passed, she has this house, and if it's a lower value, they still have to go through this whole process to transfer it.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like a great tool for people to use.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, what situation, what type of individual do you think would require maybe a full will or
So I think mixed families are really good to have estate plans, trust that would include like a trust, a will, power of attorney. That's what I was looking for. For healthcare, power of attorney for finances. The reason why I think mixed families are really good is because generally the law is favorable to a spouse. So if you have children with first wife and then you get married to second wife and intend to leave something for your children, there's a chance that they won't get anything. Okay. So it's very important. A lot of times if, there's no dispute and you want everything to go to your wife, that's fine. But with mixed families, it gets really complicated and it gets sad sometimes because of the fact that the estate, the children will come to court and say, I'm his kid, he wanted me to have these things. But there's a certain amount under the law that a spouse is entitled to, and a lot of times the spousal share under the law can swallow an estate. So if you want to leave something for your children, even if it's like a small sum of money, a vehicle, that's the best way to do it. I think it's also good to have trusts or full estates for people with minor children.
Okay.
So that's important as well because you want to make sure that they're taken care of. And if you want to leave things for them and you pass prematurely, then you'll be able to leave conditions well beyond your death. So I always say it's like the dead hand where you can control their behavior or not control, I would say give incentives for them to act certain ways, even beyond your death. So, X amount of money from my life insurance policy if you go to college or if you go to a trade school.
Sure.
Something like that is always good to have in place in case something happens.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That way they're not just given all this money when maybe they're too young, right? And they blow through it and it's gone.
Or also too, if they are young and you want to make sure they're taken care of and you don't want the spouse or the mother to spend everything during their lifetime, you can make provisions and really craft them any way you want. And that's probably my favorite part about trust because you can get really interesting requests.
Sure.
But that's how I know. The more interesting the requests are for provisions is the way that I know that the job is getting done because it's tailored specifically to one person or your situation.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So if people were looking for you to help them, how might they reach out to you?
So you can likely reach us on our website, which is probably the easiest because there's an inquiry box on there to set up an appointment for a consultation, and that's gainslawyers.com.
Okay, great. I'll put a link down below. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Always good to see you.
Very good to see you.
Maybe we could do a live stream at some point again.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.